Let's welcome in the legend himself, Georgia Tech head coach Danny Hall. Congrats on the victory, Coach. We're going to get into what you saw take place today, but what has this final season meant to you after just hearing so many players pour into you and give you your flowers?
Well, I tip my cap to my team. Our team has just played great from for the most part, beginning to end. We hit a little rough spot. You know, we went down and played Danny's old team, the Hurricanes. They took care of business down there. But we hit a little rough patch there, and then Virginia had us down 2-0 and looked like we were going to lose that third game. Then Kent Schmidt hit a walk-off homer, and that kind of turned the tide to kind of get us back on track. And then we played real well, last couple weeks, won a couple really tough series against Louisville and Duke, and got off to a good start here today. So I'm just enjoying these guys. We're probably different than most teams because we're young. We're playing a lot of freshmen. But, man, those freshmen have played great.
They've played great, that's for sure. And obviously you want to talk about this game, but I've said in the past couple years, if you guys had even just like decent pitching, how nasty your whole team would be. I think the pitching obviously has gotten so much better this year, but it's really showing how great you guys are all around and how much of a threat you are. What changed with the pitching? Is it just personnel?
Personnel for sure, but our pitching coach, Matt Taylor, kind of took him a year last year just to kind of establish what he wanted our guys to do. Jason Richmond assists him a lot behind the scenes with data and pitch shapes and all that, but those two guys have done a tremendous job. And then talent, you know that. I mean, some of the guys we've gotten in the portal have just done a great job of just deepening our staff. And then Tate McKee today, his last two outings, he's kind of got back on track to where he's throwing the ball extremely well. But, it's part talent, but I think a lot of it is just, our pitching coach is doing a great job with those guys.
Coach, we've been very high on Mason Patel, but before I get to that, what can you share with us about McKee? I know he was puking. Is he feeling better?
Yeah, I think, I didn't know that until you guys brought that up. So
this is his Jordan flu game, right?
Yeah, I guess so. And but man, he was great today, in control, in the strike zone, 4 pitches for strikes, and pitched out of trouble when he had to, which we all know, if you can pitch out of trouble, you can pitch a long time.
And just so you know, we didn't know until about the 8th inning when we were listening to the guys on the game when they were saying it. So talk a little about Mason Patel. He's been so phenomenal out of the bullpen and being able to do it in multiple innings. I call him the human fire extinguisher. Seems like he comes in with runners on base and leaves them on base. Has there ever been a thought of having him start or just strictly bullpen?
Oh, there's plenty of thoughts on maybe starting him, but I look at it like this, like he's won a lot of games coming into games and holding the line, and then we get some runs and win. He saved some games. He's got ice water in his veins, and he's got that changeup that's just a great equalizer. But I'd hate to think where we would be this year without him. You just look at the number of games he's got decisions in, and it's it's just unheard of.
Yeah.
Coach, you could also say that about Drew Burrus. After the game, he was speaking to Danny Wexelman, speaking about how pitchers are coming at him differently. What have you seen from him growing as a sophomore? Because that freshman season was sensational.
Yeah, he came on the scene hot last year, just had a phenomenal freshman year. And, we've had now back-to-back freshman of the year with him, and then, Hernandez this year. But I think early in the year, he was probably trying too hard. Maybe chasing more pitches and just wanting, he'll take his walks, but I think he was just maybe over trying, which will get you in trouble in baseball. Now I think he's relaxed and he's playing his game again. And, last 2-3 weeks he's been red hot and carrying us.
Coach, can you take us back to the last game of the regular season when you guys clinched the ACC regular season title? We were watching in studio, and you were getting ready to do your interview, and they wanted to throw the bucket on you, but you stopped it. you stopped the interview, you stopped everything, you just made sure that they weren't going to do it. Did they do it after you were done with the interview?
No. So here's what happened. So the weekend before, when we beat Louisville in the second game, that was when they honored me at Georgia Tech, which was a tremendous emotional ceremony. They dumped water on me after that game, and if you've had water dumped on you, which I'm sure you are, it's pretty cold. So they asked me to go on TV at Duke, and I'm like, hey, don't dump this water on me while I'm on the thing. So they're sitting over there holding it, and I go over, and John Geisler looks at me and he goes, do you want it? And I go, no. I go, give it to Ramsey. So they doused Ramsey. So that's
awesome.
what happened.
That's great. That's great. I've wondered since then if they got you on that.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for making the time. Best of luck on Saturday. I know you're going to be locking into this Clemson-NC State game. Once again, that is the legend, Danny Hall himself, the leader of Georgia Tech.